This video is for ordering numbers. So if you remember in your calculator, you can order numbers using the stat list. And so you're going to stick them into list one, and then you're going to hit stat, and then you're either going to do 2 for ascending, which is from least to greatest, and 3 for descending if it's greatest to least. And then you do have to do second one to tell your calculator to sort that list one. And then if you go back to stat, it's going to have all your numbers listed in order for you. So remember, ascending is least to greatest, descending is greatest to least. And so some key vocabulary here is greater than, greatest, less than, between, least. That's what you need to look for. So on these, what we're going to do is we're going to use the inequality signs, less than, greater than, all that good stuff. So there's 2 ways to do this. So we can go to stat and we can stick them in our list. So first we have 12 over 5. And then we've got the square root of 7. So remember, if it changes it, so it changed this one to 2.4, and then it changed the square root of 7 to 2.6. And so what I can do is I can sort these in ascending order, which is least to greatest. And it's going to put the smaller one on top. And so 2.4 is smaller. And so if you remember with your signs, the alligator always eats the big. The other way that you can do this is just to type the numbers into your calculator. So you could do 5/12, and then what you want to do is you want to make it a decimal, so alpha 5/4. And then 40%, you would do the same thing. Remember, we put all percents over 100 and turn that one into a decimal. And so if you can tell by looking at the decimals which one is bigger, 0.41 is bigger than 0.4. So you can do it that way as well. But for some of you, it still may be easier to use the stat list. So we've got 10 and the square root of 11. So it changes that one to 3.3. And so again, stat, sort ascending. And so it puts the 3.3 on top, which means that one is the smaller. And then with mixed numbers, alpha y 2 is how you get mixed numbers in here. So -2, and mine doesn't put the fractions in the same way that y'all's does. And then here I've got -2. And so stat 2. And so this one shows me that, nope, it's still not doing it right. Okay, so on this one, for you guys, I'm gonna have to do it the other way. So alpha y 2, and this is how I put in the mixed number, and then change it to a decimal. So here I get -2.4, and then here I get -2.75. So remember, when you're dealing with the negatives, although this looks like the bigger number, it's actually smaller when you're in negatives. And if you think about it in terms of money, would you rather owe somebody $2.40, or would you rather owe somebody $2.75? All right, so this one says order from least to greatest. So we've got 0.41, 55 over 50, 100%, so that would be 100 over 100. And so again, make sure you're writing down what they changed to. 1/3 is 0.3, and then 5/4 is 1.25. And so it says greatest to least this time, so we need to do descending. And so it puts 1.25 first, so that's the 5/4. So 5/4 would be first, and then the 1.1, which is the 55 over 50. And then 1, so that's 100%. And then the 0.41. And then the 1/3. Sorry, guys, I ran out of room there. All right, these ones say order from least to greatest. So back in our list, so we've got -13 divided by 14, which is -0.9286. and then we've got 0.3, negative 2.1, 91%, so 91 over 100. And then again, mine does not like to do these right. I did it right that time. Okay, that one is negative 1.33. This one is 0.91. All right, so least to greatest is ascending. So we've got the negative 2.1 first, and then negative 1 1/3, and then negative 13 over 14, and then the 0.3, and then the 91%. All right, which number is less than negative square root of 40? So with this one, same way, you can stick them all into your calculator. So negative 6, negative 5.75, negative 7, and negative 6 and a fourth. So this one comes out to negative 6.25. The negative square root of 40 is negative 6.325. So I want to know which one is less. So again, I can do ascending order. And so I'm going to find this number on here, and then the only number above it will be the only one that is less. So negative 7. All right, which of the following real numbers does not lie between the square root of 100 and the square root of 120? So same way with this one. So the square root of 100 and the square root of 120. So square root of 100 is 10, and then this one is 10.954. So what I need to do is sort them and see which one does not fall in between those two on the list. So 21 divided by 2 is 10.5. Then I have 9.2. The square root of 115, which is 10.724, and then 10 2/3. And so you can sort this any way that you want. And so remember, I'm looking for 10 and 10.94. So here's 10, here's 10.94. So all of these are in between. 9.2 is the only one that's not. And then which of the following is greater than? Right, so 0.19, 1 divided by 20 is 0.05. 1.9% is 1.9 over 100, so that's 0.019. And then 20 over 100 is 0.2, and then 0.1. So stat, I'm going to do least to greatest again. And so we want to know which of the following is greater than. So I'm going to find the 0.19, and the one that's below it is the one that's bigger than it. All right, this one says, look at the list of real numbers below. Which number in this list is the least? So again, we can order these numbers. So this one was negative 3.142, negative 3.375, and negative 3.33. So stat, ascending, and so I want the least, so that's going to be the number that's at the top. So negative 3.5 is the least. So that's it for this video.